I want you to walk out to your lawn right now, or the next time you're out there, and look for circular brown patches, 2 to 3 inches across, maybe a little bigger. If you found one this week, I need you to stop what you're about to do. Because if you're like most homeowners, and like I was for 11 years of my career, your next move is going to be wrong. You're going to call it a fungus. You're going to buy a fungicide. You're going to spray it. And in 4 days, you're going to have twice as much damage as when you started. I'm going to show you why late summer brown patches almost never mean what people think they mean, and the 5-minute test that tells you the truth before you spend a single dollar on the wrong product. August of 2015, a property in Fayetteville, North Carolina. My client, Dale Kowalski, retired Army, meticulous about his Bermuda lawn, called me in a panic on a Tuesday afternoon. He said, "Harry, I've got brown circles all over the back 40. It happened overnight. I mean overnight. I mowed Sunday, it was perfect. I looked Tuesday morning, and it looks like someone took a blowtorch to it in patches." I drove out, I looked at it, and I did what I'd been trained to do for over a decade. I told him it was brown patch fungus, a common warm season disease, and I recommended a fungicide application. He trusted me. He applied it. 4 days later, he called again. The damage hadn't stopped. It had spread, almost double the square footage. That's when I went back out there, and this time, instead of looking at the grass, I got down on my knees and looked at the soil surface underneath it. What I found changed how I diagnosed lawn damage for the rest of my career. Silky, web-like tunnels running along the soil surface, hidden under the thatch layer. And when I parted the grass at the edge of a damaged patch, caterpillars, dozens of them, about an inch long, greenish-brown, curled up defensively the moment I touched them. Sod webworms, not disease, insects. I had misdiagnosed it. I had recommended a fungicide, a product that does absolutely nothing to a caterpillar, while the actual pest kept feeding, night after night, expanding the damage. I called Dale back and told him the truth. He wasn't angry, he was just confused. He said, "How does a guy with your experience miss that?" I didn't have a good answer for him in 2015. I have one now, and it's not a comfortable one. Here's the uncomfortable answer. The lawn care industry sells a lot more fungicide than it sells insect diagnostics. A fungicide application is a standard product, standard markup, standard visit. Diagnosing a pest correctly requires getting on your knees, parting the grass, and actually looking, something a lot of root-based lawn services don't have time built into their schedule for. Auburn University's entomology department has published on this exact confusion. Sod webworm and armyworm damage is one of the most commonly misdiagnosed lawn problems in the Southeast. Frequently mistaken for drought stress or fungal disease because the visual symptom, sudden brown, ragged patches, looks similar from a distance. Clemson Cooperative Extension notes that both pests are most active and most damaging in late summer, specifically because that's when their populations peak for the second or third generation of the season. By August, the population has had all summer to multiply. This is not a random timing problem. This is the exact window every single year. Now, if you watched my video on grub damage detection earlier this season, you already know I have a rule. Never treat a symptom you haven't confirmed the cause of. This is the same rule, different pest, different month. So let's confirm it properly right now, step by step. The 5-minute test, the soap flush. This is the single most reliable way to confirm sod webworm or armyworm presence, and it costs you nothing but a tablespoon of dish soap. Step 1. Mix 2 tablespoons of dish soap into 1 gallon of water. Step 2. Pour it slowly over a 2-foot square section right at the edge of a damaged patch. Not the center, the edge, where active feeding is happening. Step 3. Wait 3 to 5 minutes and watch the surface. If webworms or armyworms are present, the soap irritates their skin and drives them to the surface. You'll see them crawl up out of the thatch within minutes. Small, greenish-brown, curling into a C shape when disturbed, that's a webworm. Larger, striped, moving more aggressively across the surface, that's likely an armyworm. Step 4. Count them. University of Georgia Extension's threshold guidance is this. Finding more than 8 to 10 larvae per square yard means active, damaging feeding is underway and treatment is warranted. Finding 1 or 2 is not an emergency. Finding a dozen is. Telling the difference. Pest versus disease. Here are the 3 signs that separate an insect problem from an actual fungal disease, so you never make the mistake I made with Dale. Sign 1. The speed. Fungal disease, even aggressive ones like brown patch, typically develops over several days to a week, expanding gradually. Pest damage from webworms or armyworms can visibly worsen overnight because the larvae feed heavily at night and can strip a section of turf in a single feeding cycle. Sign 2. The texture. Run your hand across a damaged patch. Fungal disease usually leaves grass blades intact but discolored, brown, tan, sometimes with a visible fungal ring or halo pattern. Pest damage leaves grass blades chewed, ragged, and shortened because the larvae are physically eating the leaf tissue, not just discoloring it. Sign 3. The silk. Part the grass at the base of a damaged patch, right at the soil line. Sod webworms build small, silk-lined tunnels in the thatch layer. If you see fine, web-like material woven through the thatch, that is not fungal growth. That is webworm tunnel construction, and it's close to 100% diagnostic on its own. Treatment, once you've confirmed. If your soap flush test confirms active larvae above threshold, here's the correct response. For light to moderate infestations, a Bacillus thuringiensis, BT, based treatment is the lowest impact, most targeted option. It affects caterpillar larvae specifically and has minimal impact on beneficial insects in your lawn. For heavier infestations, a pyrethroid-based lawn insecticide applied in the early evening, right before the larvae become active for their nighttime feeding, gives the most effective contact. Either way, water the area lightly after application. This helps move the product down into the thatch layer where the larvae are actually feeding, rather than leaving it sitting on the leaf surface where it does nothing. And critically, do not apply a fungicide alongside this, out of caution or habit. If your soap flush confirmed pest activity and not disease, a fungicide is wasted money treating a problem that isn't there. Why August specifically? Texas A&M AgriLife's turfgrass entomology program has documented that both fall armyworm and sod webworm populations build across the summer through successive generations, with the largest and most destructive generation typically emerging in late July through August in the transition zone and southeast. By the time you're seeing damage in August, you're not looking at the first generation of the year, you're looking at the accumulated population from 3 or 4 breeding cycles. This is also why waiting until September to deal with it costs you more. A late August infestation left untreated can strip enough turf that your lawn goes into fall recovery season already damaged, right when the grass should be building reserves for winter, not repairing itself from pest damage. Preventing the next wave. Once you've treated the current infestation, here's how to reduce the odds of a repeat wave later this season. Keep your mowing height appropriate for your grass type. Overly short grass gives adult moths easier access to lay eggs at the soil surface. Reduce excessive nitrogen applications in late summer. Lush, overly tender growth is more attractive to egg-laying moths than a lawn maintained at a moderate, balanced nutrient level. And do a soap flush check on any suspicious patch before you reach for a product. 30 seconds of mixing soap and water saves you from the mistake I made with Dale back in 2015, treating the wrong problem while the real one keeps eating. Dale's lawn, by the way, fully recovered that fall. Once we treated the actual pest instead of a disease that was never there, the Bermuda filled back in within about 3 weeks. He still gives me grief about it sometimes. Fair enough. It taught me the rule I've followed ever since. Get on your knees before you diagnose anything. If you found brown patches this week, do the soap flush before you buy anything. 5 minutes. 1 tablespoon of dish soap. It'll tell you the truth. Next video, I'm covering the no-mow rest period and why giving your lawn 3 weeks without a single cut might be the single biggest thing you can do for density before fall. If your lawn survives this pest season, that video is exactly what comes next. Get down, look close, confirm before you treat. See you in the next one.